Today, I want to speak directly to the business world, especially leaders, HR professionals, and teams who know that their people are their greatest asset, but maybe they haven't fully considered just yet how powerful a neurodiverse workforce can be. Here in New Zealand, around 1 in 5 employees is neurodiverse. That's 20% of your team, your talent pool, your innovators, your intuitive thinkers, and yet many of them are hiding in plain sight. They're masking, silently working, often putting in overtime or stuck in roles that they're overqualified for just to blend in. Some people might even be taking over 2 jobs because they're qualified or they have got the ability to do both. Why is this happening? Because they're not sure your workplace is a safe space to fully be themselves. However, things are slowly changing and they need to. Not long ago, I had a woman come to me in tears. Her self-esteem was in tatters. She'd been bullied, gaslit, and made to feel inadequate at work, despite being bright and capable. Her employee had no idea that she was dyslexic until she showed them the report and the results that I wrote for her. Only then did things start to shift and they were able to devise a system that made it much easier for her to work with. Another woman, intelligent, qualified, meticulous, shared with me how her colleagues insisted on double checking her work before it could be signed off, not because it was wrong, but because they didn't trust her to get it right. She constantly felt undermined and undervalued. And then there's the quiet innovator in the team, the one who sees the problem and the solution instantly. But because his brain doesn't follow the usual path, his insights get ignored or worse, dismissed, sometimes not in a kind way, and his colleagues often just don't understand the way he thinks. One entrepreneur told me about their school days. Words like lazy, disruptive, slow, and dumb were thrown at them again and again. These labels are sticky and they've carried right through into his adulthood. And these labels echo with him, and no matter how much success they've created for themselves, there's this constant, ever-present loop whispering, "You're not enough." This has caused him to sabotage his successes time and time again. It was heartbreaking talking to him as the raw emotion still shakes in his voice as we were speaking. Yet there are also those shining examples of what's possible when we do support people properly. Another self-employed practitioner I know absolutely loves the way their brain works. They describe it as being able to pull ideas and solutions from every corner, connecting the dots that others don't even see. And the speed in which they can do this is quite incredible. One creative entrepreneur I was talking to developed an entire business model using a color-coded system to manage their workflow. They built it because of their dyslexia, not in spite of that. And the research kind of backs this up. At JP Morgan Chase, which is an autism at work program, some autistic employees are outperforming their peers by up to 90 to 130% when they're supported properly. That's the power of fit-for-purpose support. In the UK, research by Professor Julie Logan at Case Business School found that 20% of UK entrepreneurs are dyslexic, and a slightly higher proportion compared to the general population. Why is this? Because they think differently, and that difference is often the spark of innovation, as we've seen back in history. However, despite all of this, 63% of neurodiverse employees say their employer doesn't know about their diagnosis. But here's the thing, many more don't even have a diagnosis. Some have never been identified, and others don't even realise what they're experiencing has a name. That's not a small number. That's actually a silent crisis, and it's one driven by stigma, lack of awareness, and a deep fear of being misunderstood, underestimated, or excluded. So, here's my question to business leaders. Are you creating a workplace where neurodiverse people can thrive? Are you aware of neurodiversity? Are you unknowingly pushing neurodiverse people to hide the very qualities that could take your team to the next level? The truth is, inclusive practice benefits everyone. When you design systems that work for diverse minds, you end up with workplaces that are more compassionate, more innovative, and ultimately more successful. And no, it doesn't have to be hard. It starts with listening, then tweaking, then supporting. It starts with asking, not assuming. If you want to have a conversation, I'm here for you, whether it's a workplace consultation, a training session, or a confidential chat. This is what I do. I'd like to start building some workplaces or some spaces where people no longer have to mask to belong. Because when we see neurodiversity for the incredible asset that it is, we don't just change lives, we change companies, we change cultures, we change futures. If this message resonates with you today, please like my video, subscribe to my channel, and share it with your network. It'd be great to get this message out there. Oh, I just think it would be brilliant if the workforce was aware of the incredible assets that they have with their colleagues. Thanks so much for being here today. I'll see you next time.